Hi ladies, welcome to our Panimi. This is Saratova Best. Here we are in the beautiful mountains in a week of constant rain. So it made me think of the following question. You know when it feels like life is a series of endless problems? They can be small problems, but they all add up, like you come to the mountains and it rains the entire week. It's a teeny tiny one, but when you add it up to the whole mountain of all of them, you feel like, if I only had an injection, an app that could give me an injection of life force, I would like it. Is there something like that that's possible? Well, we all use caffeine, but the problem with caffeine and adrenaline stimulators is they work in the short run, and then down the line, 20, 30, 40 years later, you kind of notice that your adrenals have been tired out. So they give you a shot and then they deplete you. We're dreaming about an app that you could activate, that this app would give you a shot of life force that only nourishes you, never depletes you, and is forever. Is there such a thing? Is there such an energy? Yes, there is. The energy is the sweet spot, the convergence of three different energies of life. It's a certain time, it's two different times, and it's a certain entity. And what is that sweet spot? What is the convergence? It's the convergence of the day of the 15th of Av. It's a day of life. I'll say why in a minute. Converging with the other circle is Torah, which is life, eternal life. And the other one is a certain energy, a certain act, which is learning Torah at night. Put the three together. When the three converge, you've got the sweet spot where that app, so to speak, is activated, where we get a shot of life forever. Great. And we're in the week of the 15th of Av, so it's about to happen, and we can take advantage of it. So what do? Why are those three things life, for one thing, and also what do? So the Gemara tells us that that there was never a Yontif like the 15th of Av for the Yidden, ever. And therefore, and it's for many reasons, including it's a day of life. And when we learn Torah, increase in Torah learning at night from that date on, from the 15th of Av on, we are Ma'asav Chaim L'Chayav. We are literally getting physical life added to our health. Health added to health, life added to life, physical life, spiritual life, but literally even physical life. And of course, so it's learning Torah at night after the 15th of Av and tuning into the energy of the 15th of Av, the sweet spot. And it gives us life, which means, yay, this is it. I have access to the shot of life. In the mountain of tons of tiny and not so tiny problems, I have access to that life. What do I need to do? Increase even a tiny bit in learning Torah, maybe even one line, in the evening hours after the 15th of Av. Okay, I'm game. So here's the question. Why? What's it all about? So first of all, the second half of the month. We're talking about the second half of the month, 15th of Av and on. What is it about the second half of the month that is this life force? It's because of the first half of the month, you look at the moon. We're compared to the moon. We're counted and renewed like the moon. Look at the moon. You see yourself. And what do we see about the moon? First 15 days of the month, the light is increasing. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Second half of the month, it's decreasing. Or is it? Nothing really decreases in Torah, in holiness. So it isn't really decreasing. What you have is the first half of the month, the visible light is increasing. The second half of the month, the inner essence light is increasing. That's the light that I want. That's the life force I want. That's the one that will feed me forever. It's kind of like, you know how on Facebook, everybody looks so good. Everybody's brunch, lunch, dinner, snack looks amazing, right? And every couple looks incredibly happy, and every family looks so well adjusted on Facebook. They're shining that visible light. Perfect. Everybody looks good. That's kind of like that external light. But there's a whole other internal light. The ma'or, not the the ma'or, the external, not the external, but the internal, the source of light. So, first half of the month is like the Facebook group, the Facebook pictures. But the real you and the real family and the real life and what's going on, that comes from a way deeper place. That's the place that's fed by this convergence, this sweet spot of these three energies. Not how you look on Facebook, but how you are in truth. So the second half of the month is the time when you are being infused with that kind of energy, the ma'or, the source of light, the source of life. The one that we want, not for the shot, not for the caffeine shot, not for the Facebook picture. How does it look? But how is it really inside? That's stuff that sustains us forever. That's a place, that's an energy of eternity. When I've tuned into my eternity, my life and light, everything becomes possible. Everything. So that explains why we want to be learning Torah from the 15th of Av and on. Also, at night. Night is a time of humbleness. Even the king wears pajamas. He looks really different from us in the middle of the day. But at night he also wears pajamas. It's a humble time. When we're humble, it's not only that we're picking up information from our Torah learning, we're picking up a relationship. The very life force and light, the life force in Torah, that's what we're getting when we're in a humble mode, a humble energy. It just flows right into us. So we want to be doing that learning at night in the second half of the month and after this huge day of Tisha B'Av. Because what's Tisha B'Av all about? Tisha B'Av, the very, very first Tisha B'Av was Moses, Moshe Rabbeinu, sent the spies to come back with amazing news. They were going to come back and tell us, guys, Eretz Yisrael is incredible. Let's go. When we go, we're going there for good. We're going to be with Moses, Moshe Rabbeinu, and it's going to be Geula Shlema. And we were supposed to say, yes, let's go. So what happened on that very first Tisha B'Av when the spies came back from Eretz Yisrael, they had 2 souvenirs that they could have thrown to us. We said, so how was it? How was it? Tell us, you went there and you looked at the land. How was it? We had 2 souvenirs that we could say, here's a souvenir, catch. Did we say catch right one or catch left one? The right souvenir was the one I just told you. Guys, it's amazing. Let's go. And we will go there and we will have eternal life. Life, real life. It's going to be real life, guys. Let's go. Problem is, as we said in previous videos, they sent the other souvenir. They said, here, catch. And the other souvenir was, we'll never do it. It's impossible. It's never going to happen. There's no eternity. We're stuck. We can't go forward. We can't go backwards. We can't go back to Egypt. We can't go forward to the land of Israel. We are stuck. This is it. No life. Zero. End of life. And God said, okay, right. So for 40 years you'll wander in the desert. And the men who were 60 years old, the generation will pass away in the desert. The men who are 60 years old every year will pass away on Tisha B'Av, the day that you guys decided end. And so we know what happened. Every year on Tisha B'Av, the 60-year-old men would dig their graves, lie down, and very peacefully leave the world. And it was known, and they prepared for it every year. 40th year in the desert, what happened? That group of 60-year-olds lay down. The next morning they woke up and said, what just happened? So they tried it again. They said, well, maybe we got the calendar wrong. So they tried it again. And several nights in a row, they would do it and wake up and say, something's off. Until one night they looked up. They said, we can't have miscalculated. It's a full moon. Tisha B'Av, it was supposed to happen. It's already a full moon. This is the 15th of Av. What could this mean? Wow. You know what this must mean? The decree of everybody passing away in the desert is gone. This whole decree on opposite of life, over. You know what this is telling us? Today, the 15th of Av, they're saying it's a day of life, of eternal life. It starts now. Wow, this is unbelievable. So the 15th of Av is a day of eternal life. It begins slowly, that it's only visible, it was visible at that time, and ultimately it will be for everybody forever. And we see it. What do we do on the 15th of Av? We pair people up, we make marriages that are there to create generations and generations, eternal life through the endless generations. Plus. So it turns out that Tisha B'Av and the 15th of Av, they're two sisters. They're actually one energy with two sides of the coin. It's the same thing. Tisha B'Av is the birth of Mashiach. The moment of the destruction, Mashiach was born. But it was all concealed. You didn't see it. Mashiach being born, that is eternal life. Mashiach will usher in eternal life. It's his birthday on Tisha B'Av. But you don't see it. Do you see that it's Mashiach's birthday on Tisha B'Av? No. But when the 15th of Av comes along, everything that is really there, concealed on Tisha B'Av, is revealed on the 15th of Av. And therefore it's a day of great joy. The life force, the eternal life, Mashiach is born. The third Beis HaMikdash is being built. And we will live forever in ultimate beauty and peace and goodness and love and light and joy and all the things we want. It's all there on Tisha B'Av, concealed. And then it becomes revealed on the 15th of Av. Now that's a day. The 15th of Av, wow, that's a day. And so what we want to do is bottle the energy of the 15th of Av. It's a day of Geula, of eternity, meaning you can do that, nothing stands in your way of anything forever. That's the energy of eternity. So let's bottle it and let's shake a little bit of it on every day. So says the Gemara, right, and this is the way you do it. Of course you should bottle it. Don't just let the day go on and then this Friday is going to be the 15th of Av, and then Sunday you'll go to ShopRite and you'll buy some sardines. I mean, come on. That's it? So therefore the Gemara says, yes, guys, bottle it. What do you do to do that? Begin to increase in learning of Torah at night. That's the way you bottle it. And then what happens is you will be carrying that eternal life, that eternity, that life force, that shot of life, boom, into your everyday life and unfold the Geula, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you and for the entire world. So, ladies, I'm saying the souvenir that they sent us then was the wrong souvenir. It was what it was. We're now going to open up the real souvenir that they saw in the land of Israel, eternal life. And we're going to dance on this 15th of Av with great joy and understand, please God, why it says that there was no Yom Tov for the Jewish people. Why there was no Yom Tov like for Yisrael like the 15th of Av? Because it is our day of eternity, of life. And that's seriously amazing. That's what we've always wanted, and that's what we're going to have, God willing. So, God willing, let's meet each other immediately in the third Beis HaMikdash with that type of life and light that we always look forward, that solves all of that, that soothes us from all of the struggle that we went through and puts everything into perspective and opens us up to beauty and joy forever. Thanks so much.